that we face today. This is one particular image. I think he also shared it earlier. This is the story, not just in Bangalore, but this is the same story in all our major cities. Today, the challenges that we have with water is not just restricted to resources. It is, of course, we are all aware of the fact that 54% of this country is water stressed. We are also aware of the fact that we are losing 10% availability of per capita water with every passing decade, and that is alarming. And at this particular rate, we might not be left with much of water. 21 of our cities are said to run out of groundwater in the next couple of years. Looking at all this, the question arises, are we losing all this water because we are consuming water and all this water passes away? Are we recovering enough of it? Are we having mechanisms with which we can make it sustainable to recover this water? Because we keep saying that our societies, our government laws, or our industries are not able to recover this water, but every industry I've visited or every housing complex I've visited has a common problem. We have solutions that have worked for years. Sometimes the problem might be as small as a spatial constraint. Sometimes it is not economically viable to recover this water because the dependence on chemicals and manpower and the downtime of these systems is so huge that the payback periods do not make any more sense. So when we started off to solve this problem, a group of people we were engineers, we were not even from the environmental space, and we were not chemical engineers, we decided, let's look at this problem from a different approach. Can we improve the processes? Can we decrease our dependence on these chemicals? Can we do something about the sludge we generate? Or maybe can we make these systems compact? Can we ensure that the systems are less dependent on human beings such that we can have more consistent performance without that much of downtime? Because that is what is going to ensure financial viability in a project like this. So as our vision states that we want to drive the transition towards sustainable water management, and we believe this can be done through recycling and reuse of wastewater at the point of source. So Indra is targeting decentralized wastewater treatment at the point of source. So our solution is a decentralized treatment system which relies only on electricity. We use electrical current to break down pollutants, destabilize them, and bring them together to form large flocks. The simplest thing about any kind of wastewater treatment is if you can make the dissolved or suspended pollutants larger, it becomes much easier to filter them. You need to spend lesser because with every lower grade filter, that is with the decrease in micron filters you use, the cost rises, and the frequency of replacement of these filters makes the projects unviable. Because I know the industries that I've visited, some of them have to replace their filters, membranes, UF membranes, RO membranes every 14 days. So what do? They have to shut down their plants. And they just start it up when there is an audit or a pollution control board check. It does not solve anybody's problem, nor does it help our actual purpose that we're trying to solve here. So what we did is we also automated the system which takes feedback from the actual wastewater input that we have. The changes in wastewater can actually drive the algorithms that run this system. This particular system today, so this is the image of a 1 lakh liter per day system running at Shirdi, and it is able to treat hybrid wastewater, that is the mixture of biorefinery wastewater and sewage treatment, sewage. So this particular system is just 85 square feet of space, which is against a 500 square feet to 600 square feet of space. It has reduced sludge generation by 65%. That is the very nature of treatment, because when we break down pollutants, we oxidize them to the simplest of forms. 95% of the wastewater is recovered today, thereby giving paybacks which is less than 2 years in some cases. This makes projects economically viable. This makes solutions sustainable over a period of time. And no chemicals are used, so we're eco-friendly. The software systems that I was talking about, which are necessary to monitor a system as complex as this, reduces the dependence on human beings, thereby enabling us to also do remote troubleshooting and preventive maintenance. This further reduces the cost of treatment. So when we look at it, today we are catering to the residential segment where sewage is there. We are treating textile wastewater. We are also treating paper and pulp industry water. And this is a target segment of $4 billion. In our process today, we are targeting systems which are just up to 2 lakh liters per day. And anything larger than that, we modularize. Now, being mechanical engineers, we have taken aspects of automobile engineering into what we have built. Today, the turnaround time of a standard wastewater treatment project is about 4 months to 5 months, and larger projects take even longer. What if these systems can be churned out from a production line just like an automobile? Each of the systems that we have built today is a modular concept that adds on based on the kind of treatment required. You can add or subtract modules based on convenience, based on the kind of wastewater, the customizability of it. And without having to change the base architecture, makes it suddenly viable to actually meet the kind of demand that exists in the market today. One of our systems, this is one of our sites, that is over a 10-year period cycle for a 1 lakh liter per day plant, the life cycle cost is just 32 rupees, that is 3.2 paise per liter, which includes the capex, opex, consumables, everything. And that is actually lower than conventional systems running out there. Simply because we have cut down on the downtime, we're not using chemicals, we're able to bring in more performance consistency, and most importantly, we are able to reduce wastage and recover all the water that is out there. So 95% water actually speaks for itself. In fact, today I'm okay wearing a jeans because I know that I can recover 95% of the 8,000 liters required to produce this jeans. So I'm absolutely okay with that. This is the project, and we have run different projects at different sites. We have tested it in sewage segments. This is at the paper and pulp industry where the water was actually recycled in their process. And they were able to manufacture paper without any problem or without any quality issues. This is at a jeans manufacturing facility in Navi Mumbai. And now we are upgrading the system to a 1 lakh liter per day system. This is once again in Bangalore. It's also a textile industry where under the supervision and the guidance of Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, we were able to make modifications to our customizable setup and come up with a system that not only meets their norms, but the water is able to, they can reuse this water even in garment washing, which is a very important process and which comes at the end. There is no post-processing after this. So any problem or any quality issues that come up with your wastewater treatment can actually lead to the entire lot of garments produced being rejected. So we were able to clear that, and I have Karnataka State Pollution Control Board also to thank for that. So we have been consistently working with a lot of people over the years, and during the process of innovation, all the partners that we have worked with have consistently helped us improve our process, allow us to do trials in their sites, and add on to the different features and evolve our products such that we're able to come up with something that is financially more viable for them. See, generally when we talk about automated systems with all kinds of monitoring, the cost factor comes into our head. But imagine if plants are able to do the same amount of monitoring and give you paybacks which are better than conventional systems, then you suddenly have a business model that appeals to everything. And you are able to bring in all the stakeholders on board, and you're able to come up with a solution that can stay around there and that can be evolved and that can actually give you the kind of returns that you're looking for. So we have treated 50 million liters of water till now, and we plan to treat 500 million plus in this year alone. And we have impacted about 1 lakh people directly and indirectly with this. And this is our growth, because I'm running out of time, I can't do it.